Capital Chair back at it with another mock draft. Today we will be reviewing Lance Zierlien's 2026 NFL Mock Draft 3.0. Cowboys hit on number 12 plus 2 different trades. Whoa. All right, let's get started. The Raiders take Fernando Mendoza. Nothing's loaded in yet. Hold on. Let's load it in. Hold on. We'll be right back. So the Raiders land Fernando Mendoza, quarterback out of Indiana. This is an easy pick. It's a surefire pick. This makes a lot of sense for this team. This team does need a quarterback. So if you like Fernando Mendoza here, you take him here. And Kirk Cousins, you've seen Kirk Cousins, or just even quarterbacks in general, just step in. Like you've seen Russell Wilson step in with Jackson Dart, Tyler Shuck with Spencer Rattler. Sorry, flip that around. Spencer Rattler with Tyler Shuck. You've seen Aaron Rodgers with Jordan Love. Literally insert an area with some guy who takes over first, and sometimes the quarterback starts. So I wouldn't say Fernando Mendoza is a lock for a start for his first week. I don't know if you're going to pay that much money because he's getting paid like $175 million. He's getting paid like $20 million annually through 5 years. He's getting $20+ million annually. I don't think it's 20 on the dot. I think it's a little bit more. And you're getting paid that much because this team has so much to spend in cap because their team has been so abysmal. They have so much money because they're not going to retain many guys and they didn't have good contracts. So they had so much to pay, so they're going to overpay for someone like Kirk Cousins. 5 years is a little crazy. It really is. So I don't know how I feel about that, but I don't dislike Fernando Mendoza at all. I mean, like, it's more a knock on Kirk Cousins than it is Fernando Mendoza. I just like Fernando Mendoza just way more. But I definitely like the idea of sitting him for a week or two, a couple weeks. You even saw with Jackson Dart. He sat for 3 weeks. He sat the Cowboys game. He sat the Chiefs game. He sat the Commanders game. He seemed fine. Like, I think Fernando Mendoza can do that. I think Fernando Mendoza is a better prospect than Dart. He's similar to the level of Cam Ward I had last year, but I think I like Cam Ward just a smidge more. But regardless, I like Fernando Mendoza regardless. And the draft season upon us, I was thinking about this. I was like, man, this draft season is hitting us. It's hitting us. And today's the 3rd. Tomorrow's going to be the 4th. It's basically the 4th today as I'm recording this. We are so close to the draft process that I'm very, very excited. Like, not draft process, the actual NFL draft. It is on 24th. It is 20 days away. It's exactly a week now. It's today's Thursday. Today's Saturday, or for today's Friday. It's on Friday, or it's on Saturday, April 23rd. Yeah, April 23rd. So it's less than 3 weeks. That's crazy. Like, we're here. We're here, guys. So Fernando Mendoza is the easiest pick. The draft really starts at pick number 2 when the Jets take Oliver Reese edge out of Ohio State. I say edge most of the time because, again, he's taken for his edge ability. He has the versatility. Don't get me wrong. He has the versatility. But people prefer him at edge, and I can prefer that as well. I like him at edge a lot. This makes a lot of sense for this team. It makes sense, and I think that an edge play here is not bad at all. It makes so much sense. They need a linebacker, and I think this is a new toy for Aaron Glenn. This is his first developmental project as his tenure as head coach. This is his first project where he's gonna grow him, rather it's Bailey, Bain, or Reese. First homegrown talent. And you want to get the guy with the most upside sometimes. Demario Davis, they're getting a bunch of like actual depth, like veteran guys in there to eventually lead this young team, and I don't hate that at all. They sold their former defensive rookie of the year in Sauce Gardner, sold in a former All-Pro Quinnen Williams. I don't know if he's an All-Pro in the Jets, but he is an All-Pro level. I've said that when he was on the Jets, he's an All-Pro level. He's just on the Jets, so that's the whole area. But I think that this team has so much room for error. Because this team obviously doesn't have the standard of being like the highest standard organization as in like the Chiefs or the Steelers or the Patriots, where like if their team sucks they're gonna be bad, or they're not even like gonna be held at the same standard as their in town rival Giants, right? They have so much capital where, like he says right here, loads of draft capital. There's so much capital where you're like, okay, I can swing. And Oliver Reese is the biggest swing out of the 3 top edge rushers. Ruben Bain gets a lot of area. I think I like Ruben Bain a little more than Oliver Reese, maybe it's a smidge or the same. I like Oliver Reese more than I do Bailey. I like Ruben Bain more than I do Bailey. So I wouldn't be upset at Bain or Bailey. This fits more schematically though. So I like it a lot. And even if he doesn't work on an edge rusher, he's already like has a physical beast of a profile that you can just fit him at linebacker and you can learn behind him Demario Davis. Not a bad option. I mean, it really isn't. Cardinals take David Bailey edge out of Texas Tech. I like this a lot too. I think his stiffness, it's his bend and his overall mobility is a big concern. He can get to the quarterback. He has a crazy good like bag for his pass rushing moves. Like he's not strong, but like he has a really good finesse and can get to it. His spin move is elite. That was the thing I liked most about his tape was his spin move. His spin move made him get to the quarterback where he just spins. Even when he's not getting to the quarterback, he gets bad downs. He impacts it, and that's what people don't talk about enough in for his tape is that especially in the Oregon game you saw, we got 2 crucial bad downs, some of those crucial red zone stops. It was good. Like there was good bat downs, there was good areas to look at, and that's what I liked about Bailey. He honestly helped you a lot, and I think people are being a little too harsh. I think he can be a top 2 pick. I mean he can, and we won't be as happy as someone take Reese or Bane, but I think he's still a damn good player. I just don't think I like him more than the other edge rushers, but the other edge rushers are really good in their own regard, so that's why. I mean, they're 3. He's my 3rd edge rusher. Love Derek Moore. I love TJ Parker, but there's a top 3. There's a clear top 3. It's Bane, Reese, and Bailey, but I think I view Reese Moore as another linebacker. So I think I have Derek Moore a little bit above because I love Derek Moore, but I like David Bailey too. But like, there's a little less like ability for his like how his flexibility, his bend is. It's a little concerning for his size and how much of a speed rusher is, and you need to bet as a speed rusher. So interesting, but I don't dislike it. And some of the pass rushing plays, it's like he doesn't like process that well. Like that's my biggest issue. He doesn't process that well. Sometimes I just feel like he just rushes and doesn't think. And if there's like a play fake or if it's a RPO or something, like you might get faked out, and that's gonna be a big option. That's a big like mishap. But like there's some areas where I'm like, okay, I can overlook it and I like it. Penn State, Jeremiah Love, Notre Dame running back. I don't dislike this at all either. You get like if you invest into the weapons for Cam Ward, I think Cam Ward had. I know Cam Ward had a great season at Miami. I think if you keep on investing to those weapons, he didn't have even like a special receiver, but he had Xavier Restrepo. I think CJ Daniels was a part of that group, and Arroyo. Like I didn't like die for any of his weapons. He made a lot with what he had, and he kind of did on the Titans too. He made unworldly plays where some guys, it would just hit the guy's face mask and it would just drop. Right? Like he would make like crazy acrobatic improvisational plays, and he'd be like falling down and be throwing it like Mahomes. It looks a little Mahomey. Like that's how good some of his tape was. Where like I was like, okay, wow, like he's not bad. So if you take Love here, it makes a lot of sense. It really does. So I don't dislike Love. You get another good pass catcher. He's a good pass catcher. He's not a bad player. He has crazy good run speed. Obviously, he's crazy good one cut ability. He's a solid player, and people need to start giving him the credit for that. So I think you take Jeremiah. People need to start. I don't know what I'm talking about. People already do. People have him as a top 1 player in the class, and I don't hate you at all. For me, he's a top 3 player in the class, regardless of positional value. He's an awesome stud, but like regardless, he's a solid player. So if we take Jeremiah Love here, I don't dislike it at all. It makes sense. John State, Conte, Ohio State wide receiver, not bad. I think this makes a lot of sense. We just have 200 first. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't hate it. I think you can maybe prolong linebacker. I think with Sonny Styles, I can definitely see him going here. I don't dislike Sonny Styles. Don't dislike Caleb Downs either, because I brought this up before. Newbin has been an interesting area. I think you can definitely. You might want to invest sooner, but he's only a 3rd-year rookie, so like I think Downs is a little bit of too much of a like guy who's like, okay, we're already giving up on a 3rd-year guy. He's not even entering his 3rd year. He was the same draft class as Malik Neighbors. He's already entering his 3rd year. He's not even. He's only halfway done with his rookie contract minus the 5th-year option. Like, do you want to give up on that easily, or do you want to go like Carnell Tate, who your wide receiver right now is Darius Slayton? I know there has been reports of OBJ. If OBJ signs before the draft, which I would hope he makes a decision, John Harbaugh and the organization makes a decision saying we are not signing OBJ, or we are signing OBJ before the draft, so we can decide where we go with this. I think that makes a lot more sense. If you take Carnell Tate here, this is obviously at the time of no OBJ. I think if OBJ signs, I don't think you would take Carnell Tate, and you would probably take Sonny Styles or Downs, or even Maui Noah. I don't think Maui Noah is not in play here. If he doesn't go at 3, he doesn't go at 4. He won't go at 4 actually, because they already have the tackles locked down long term. But if he doesn't go at 3, I can definitely see Tate going. I definitely see Fauna going here. Maybe get a guard and then eventually kick him out once Illuminor is done, because Illuminor isn't part of your major long term areas. Because Fano could Spencer Fano or Maui Noah can swing to guard and tackle, be swing tackle, and then once once Illuminor is gone, you kick him out because Illuminor is only signed a 3-year deal. Very team friendly deal, but only a 3-year deal. So like there is a lot of areas. I think Carl Tate is 100% play. You have Darius Slay starting as a wide receiver 2, Darnell Mooney. You have Calvin Austin, who is you're going to be a slot / Wandander Robinson replacement. He's not the same production level as Wandander Robinson, but you're not going to pay 4 years, $78 million for Wandander Robinson when this team already has so many holes. So you take Malik Neighbors, Carl Tate with the rotating door of Darnell Mooney and Calvin Austin. Not a bad receiving core. And Jackson Stark can use another one with coming back with Cam Scatterby, who doesn't have great pass catching upside. But you also have Tyron Tracy, who was a former wide receiver at Iowa. He was a former wide receiver in college. And he already has a pretty good pass catching ability. He only had 1,000 yards at scrimmage in his first year when he didn't even start all 17 games. I think he started like what 6 or like the first 6 he sat. Like you like they've been hitting with some of their similar draft picks. So especially with the addition of John Harbaugh, you can definitely go Carl Tate here and keep on building up that wide receiver room. But I just think that this team is in the direction where they want to play hard-nosed football. So that's the whole area. That's the whole debate. But in my opinion, Carl Tate's not a bad option. But I don't think this team will go there because this team wants to build a strong running game versus a big passing game. But I think you want to feed Malik Neighbors. I mean, that's obviously the big area. Carl Tate has already done good next to Jeremiah Smith. We're talking about this way too long. Carl Tate's not a bad idea. We're going to move on. The Browns take Monroe Freeling, offensive tackle out of Georgia. Like, I like this pick a lot. He has risen a lot. People weren't even mocking him even close in the top 10 like 2 or 3 months ago. Now in March and April, start of April now, he has been mocked really highly. I don't dislike Monroe Freeling as a prospect. I think sometimes you have to give concerns. I like him as a prospect. Like, he's my number 1 left tackle. He's easily one of the best left tackles. The key left tackles that I can see going in the first round: Caden Proctor, Monroe Freeling, Caleb Loma. Three offensive tackles I can see going in the first round that are left tackles. Monroe Freeling is probably my favorite tackle out of those 3 guys I mentioned because he already has the prototypical frame. He moves stunningly quick. The problem is he doesn't have enough starting experience, and he doesn't have much versatility. He can learn right tackle. I'm not saying he can't, but he needs a little bit more experience, and that's what I'm concerned about. Maybe he doesn't get acclimated in a team that already needs an offensive tackle so badly that he might already get thrown in and he might suck, and Cleveland fans might chew off his head and blame the general manager, and then he gets his entire general manager fired. But like, what's the downside? It's just his experience. His technique is fine. His physical abilities, no one's doubting. His frame is perfect. Like, you don't want to like pass on this, I guess. I definitely see Carl Tate going, but Carl Tate doesn't go. So who's next? Caleb Downs? I definitely can see Caleb Downs. Who else? Wide receiver? Do you want to reach on Jordan Tyson, who's very injury prone? Want to reach on wide receiver Mekhi Lemon because he's not very explosive and he's smaller for a frame. I know these type of guys take over the NFL, but do you want that right now? Do you have the luxury of taking that? Or you want to take the left tackle, which is a premier position in football, the second or third most like shot after position after edge rusher, or maybe it's even before edge rusher. Tackles is arguably even more important. It's a food for thought, but I don't dislike it. The Commanders take Mansour Delane, LSU corner. Not a bad option either. I think Mansour would be an awesome fit for this team in the corner. This team is the oldest roster in the NFL, and building more youth is not bad. It really isn't. And I definitely can't see Jamal McCoy going after running a 4.38. Eerily similar to Derek Stingley's situation. If you look at past trends, it's not out of the ordinary to take Jamal McCoy over Mansour. But like, I like Mansour's tape a lot. He has a lot of he jars the ball out very well. He's a little bit smaller, has a little bit shorter hands, but the technique is damn good. The tape is damn good. Why overthink it? Go for Mansour. Not a bad option. The Saints take Mekhi Lemon, wide receiver out of USC. Not a bad option. Tyler Shuck has a very cheap deal, only rookie deal. I know he's already 26, so we're not going to count for youth, but in terms of money-wise, he's very, very cheap. I don't dislike Mekhi Lemon. He's a little. He doesn't have breakaway speed. He's not the most explosive. He knows where the gaps in the zone are. He has a really good contested catch rate. He's really solid with his hands. He's fearless down the middle. He can know he gets popped, and he's still gonna take the hit and catch it. He's an overall solid prospect. The problem is, like, he's very limited in terms of like his physical abilities. But like, I don't think teams really care about that anymore after seeing Jason, after seeing Amon-Ra St. Brown, after seeing even Wan'Dale Robinson to an extent. Like, after seeing these like small guys get high volume, get good amount of catches, get a bunch of yards, who aren't renowned as stellar athletes, it's not a bad option. And this team could use another wide receiver, especially with how injury-riddled Chris Olave has been. So I don't dislike it. It makes a lot of sense. The Chiefs take Spencer Fano, offensive lineman out of Utah. This is another interesting area to talk about too. I think Spencer Fano is not a bad option. I think that Fano could be an awesome fit. He measured a little bit better at his pro day. He has a bunch of versatility, kind of similar to what they used Joe Thuney a couple years ago, before he obviously went to the Bears. He's been a critical part for the Bears offensive line. You kind of want that swing tackle role, which they have lacked the last couple of years. Spencer Fano's not bad. He really isn't bad. And I think people like to harp on our opponent's arm length. I think that's definitely an interesting area to talk about. His arm length is very, very important. But like, do you want to be that concerned over his arm length? I think it's not a bad option. You're not invested long term with that right tackle position. Just take him. Unless Josh Simmons is there. Whatever side Josh Simmons is there, you go on the opposite side. He can be a guard for you. He can be another obstacle. And especially with Mansour gone, it's not a bad idea. I think Caleb Brown's not going to play, but I don't dislike it. Or Bane. I didn't even realize Bane was gone. Bane is 100% play too. I wouldn't dislike Bane here. The Bengals go Ruben Bane though. So Bane makes a lot of sense for his team. You need a premier edge rusher after losing Trey Hendrickson, a guy who can get to the quarterback, a guy who's great in the passing game, the guy who doesn't give up. That's what I like about Bane the most. Not because of his pass rushing abilities. Obviously, that is a gigantic perk. Not because he's the most premier run stopper, 3-down lineman in the top 3 and who's getting top 10 buzz. He's not the only because he's the best pure edge in this class. Not only because he has pure violence to him, it's the fact he doesn't give up on a play. And that's what I like most about Ruben Bane. He doesn't stop. He really doesn't. Like, it's literally he hustles, and that's what I want from my player. He has pure passion, pure ferocity. Like, it's a really solid player, and he's probably one of my favorite players in this class, maybe a top 3 player. And he just doesn't give up, and he will track you down. He will go for the ball. He will be violent when he will outwork you. He will out tough you. He will out hit you. The only problem is with his entire prospect evaluation ranking for me is his arm length, which is below average. The production is undeniable. He might get bodied against some of these other tackles. He might just be pure violence and just swipe him across and just go straight back because his speed is also very good. It very much happened. Like, I think he makes so much more sense, especially after losing Trey Hendrickson. Like, it makes a lot of sense for the team. Dolphins take Francis Mano, offensive lineman out of Miami. So this keep him in state, keep him in city basically, because they keep him in this exact same stadium because they also play at Hard Rock. But if you take Miami, Francis Mano here, it's not a bad option. He played at a guard or tackle area, whatever you need him to be. I think maybe tackle, but regardless, Austin Jackson's only under contract through the 2026 campaign. So you need to take the right tackle spot or slide into guard for a year before getting back outside in 2027. 100% makes sense. Like, it really does. And he has a premier strength. A little bit less versatility than Fano. I think Fano had played center in the combine. He also has a little bit more flexibility in terms of like weight and size and strength for a guard. But Francis Mano is awesome for a tackle in terms of strength. He just doesn't move that fast as a guard. So, or as a person, like, he doesn't move that quickly. He doesn't like run down, but he doesn't have a mean streak either. But like, he's really good at just boxing you out and taking you out of the play immediately. That's what I like. So if you take him here, it's not a bad option. Cowboys take Sonny Styles, linebacker of Ohio State. I can very much see Sonny Styles going top 5. I can see him going top 3. I think the earliest team obviously is going number 2 because there's no way I don't think the Raiders won't be taking Fernando. But like, if you take Sonny Styles here, that's awesome. And there is a potential of actually him falling. I don't think he will. I think for me, if he's available at 7, you take him at 7. If he's not available at 7, I think the Commanders take Downs or Delane. 100%. Don't dislike the Delane pick. But I think Sonny Styles, you can very much see him going. You can very much see him going 8, 9, 7, not 6 maybe, but 5, 4 maybe if you really want to reach 4. Like, you can see him going anywhere. Like, that's how good of a prospect he is. He's really good at tackling. He doesn't miss tackles. He's only missed a couple tackles of a handful of tackles I've seen on tape. It's not really that concerning to me. He doesn't miss tackles. He's really good in the coverage point. Like, he's an all-around solid player, and he has a bunch of more upside as a prospect in terms of coverage. So, like, he was an ex-safety. He can play. He has the speed. You saw what he ran at the combine. He has a bunch of the physical tools are there. I think it just needs a little bit more refinement because he hasn't been playing that much linebacker before. So if you take Sonny Styles here, it's not a bad option. The Rams take Jordan Tyson, wide receiver of Arizona State. There has been calls of Devontae Adams, where if they get a good deal for another player, they said we will ship you out to Devontae Adams. So, like, it's a little too inconsistent, because like what if Puka Nacua is in rehab right now? Like you don't know what's gonna happen with him. I think he's gonna be on the roster. He's part of the long term future. But like, what if he relapses again? What if something happens with him? Like what if he, I don't know, God forbid he has an accident, like a mental accident, and he has to step away from football for a little bit. Like he's been off the rails a little bit recently. Not saying he's like that. Obviously, he's making a smart decision going to rehab. Devontae Adams is an older guy. Jordan Tyson is very injury riddled. So Devontae Adams will have to take that wide receiver one area, which I don't think he can't do. But it's been a little concerning for me. I think maybe Kenyon Sadiq is a little bit better of a pick because Tyson has a bunch of injury history. You don't know if that's going to magically heal in the NFL. Obviously, the trainers and the staffs and the concern is a little bit more like advocated in the NFL, obviously, especially as a top 15 pick. But like, what do you like? Are you worried about the injury history? I am, but like, he has a real athletic profile to be the wide receiver one, and if you get past the injuries, he's not a bad option. He really isn't. So I don't dislike it, but like, there's an asterisk next to it. So take that with a grain of salt. The Panthers trade up with the Ravens to get Akeem Messidor edge out of Miami. This is interesting. So these teams that need edge help, but like the Jets won't take an edge. I don't think Detroit would take Akeem Messidor. I don't know. To guard plug and play pass rush and deep pocket trips. I don't really see the area here. I would prefer another wide receiver, Kenyon Sadiq. I would prefer Kenyon Sadiq way more. Maybe if Kenyon Sadiq was the pick here, that would make way more sense. And the Bucks just have to settle for Akeem Messidor. Because I don't think the Jets would take double up on edge rusher after taking Arbor Reese. So that's just my opinion. So you're really trading up for Kenyon Sadiq. I mean, I guess like I don't hate Kenyon Sadiq trading up for him, but Akeem Messidor, like they did sign Jalen Phillips. Like I don't think they will invest too much in the edge position. I don't know how I feel about this. Like Akeem Messidor is a good instant production pass rusher. He's very NFL ready. He has had injury history at defensive tackle, but he's not playing defensive tackle. He's playing edge here. In Miami, he put edge, and he gets it to the quarterback. A little bit concerned with the run game, but I think that's more refinement. But he can be solid at the run game. Like there's a lot, but I think this team can go next year. But I think I prefer something else. With this pick, the Bucks take Kenyon Sadiq. I know they did take Kid on and did keep him in for the roster. I think that's a solid move, but I think Kenyon Sadiq is not a bad option. You can play him outside. It's a very big weapon for Baker Mayfield. Good contrast to Mekabuka, and after losing Mike Evans, you might want another person who can go up and get the ball. Kenyon Sadiq can do that. So I don't dislike it at all. Just to kill down safety out of Ohio State. So Minkah Fitzpatrick, I said he's been open to playing nickel. So Caleb Downs would be playing that strong safety role. I think a strong safety is not bad. If Downs somehow falls to 16, God bless the Jets, because they just got a stud. They get Reese and Downs. If it worked in college, why not try it in the NFL? And he can be a good contrast next to Moore. He can be a good contrast. And you got Minkah Fitzpatrick for very cheap. You got Caleb Downs in the secondary. Be real versatile, the best tackle in this class, probably the best player in this class for me. He really is, and I've loved him since Alabama. I've loved him since that run in Ohio State in 2024. I loved him in just literally everything. Like every tape I've watched, every single thing I've watched, I feel like he just knows the play before it happens, and that's just something crazy I can't wrap my head around, because he's just so smart, and he doesn't seem to mess up a lot, and when he does, I'm like, wow, he messed up. And like there's not many reps. There's really not many. So I don't dislike Caleb Downs here at all. The Lions go Caden Proctor, offensive lineman out of Alabama. So I think you'd probably be playing left tackle, because the left tackle did retire. So whatever Vega wants, whatever Penei Sewell wants to play, I think Caden Proctor play the opposite. Or whatever Caden Proctor wants to play, Penei Sewell play the opposite. I'll actually flip those around. But I don't dislike Caden Proctor here. Big behemoth. He'd be awesome. I like him more than Blake Miller. I like him more than Caleb Lomu. There's just way more he needs to do in terms of technique. It's not a bad option though. It makes a lot of sense. Vikings take Jamal McCoy, Tennessee, out of corner out of Tennessee. Not a bad option at all. McCoy can be awesome. He had ran a 4.3. His pro day was amazing. And again, similar flashes to Derek Stingley. I said this right before his pro day. Similar flashes to Derek Stingley. Bengal brought that up, and I was like, yeah, maybe I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna do that from him. So like, I don't dislike Jamal McCoy at all. This makes a lot of sense, and honestly, he didn't really look like the ACL injury affected him that much. So if you take Jamal McCoy, you get a number one corner. Not a bad option for this team. Can really be a game changer in press man, and even just in the zone. Like just an overall solid player. The Ravens take Vega Ione, offensive lineman out of Penn State. Declan Doyle likes to use these swing tackle roles, so I definitely can see that. But the organization sometimes just goes best player available, and I like Vega Ione so much to the point where I'm like, okay, like Vega Ione can be that best player. And he has such a high floor. He's super duper strong. He's super strongest lineman in this class beside maybe Mount Noah. He is super strong. He can put your butt in the ground. He can hit you. He can make you fatigued. That is what I want for my offensive lineman. And this team has a big guard. They did sign John Simpson in free agency, but Falele is gone. You're gonna need a replacement for him. He wasn't astounding, but you're gonna need a replacement anyways. You're gonna need a body to replace him. Take Vega here. Makes sense. I love it. The Cowboys take Colton Hood, a corner out of Tennessee. Even with Avion Terrell with his hamstring aggravation, I think that makes a lot more sense for this team. He fits that mold. Fits kind of like the Deron Bland mold in terms of Avion Terrell. He makes more sense. This team historically has gone for more Avion Terrell than it has Colton Hood. But Colton Hood has stepped in as a cornerback one after McCoy tore his ACL. And he was just as good. Not as good, but like he was good. He was good. And that's why he's already getting first round buzz. He didn't have a great Senior Bowl. Good combine. And he just looked good. He's not the most astounding prospect ever. Like, I don't love him, but like I like him. He's a solid prospect. He has a pretty high floor. He doesn't wow you with everything. He doesn't disappoint you. Solid speed, solid hands, good zone recognition, finding the man coverage. Like, he's been fine. Like, I don't dislike Colton Hood here at all. The Steelers take Omar Cooper Jr., wide receiver at Indiana. People are very high on Omar Cooper Jr. I'm one of those people. I view him more as a late 20s pick, maybe early to or mid to late 20s. I don't dislike him here at 21. This team has DK Metcalf, Michael Pittman Jr., as he is highlighted down here. This would be a good pairing with them. Omar Cooper Jr. can play anything. He played a lot of snaps in the slot in Indiana. He was utilized in various different ways in Indiana. He was very good at Indiana. Why don't you take a chance on him here in Pittsburgh? He has great contact balance, great hands. He's fine at the separation. He is very versatile. This team could use that, and he'll be a good red zone threat for this team. He'll be a good clutch point fit for this team. And even if DK Metcalf gets injured, Michael Pittman gets injured, suspended, whatever, God forbid anything happens to them, Omar Cooper Jr. is there to save him, and he's been consistent in Indiana. I like him. Chargers take Caleb Banks, Florida defensive tackle. Even with his broken foot, like, people might love the freakishly ability in terms of speed and size for how quick he moves. Jesus Christ, like, he's on tape he looks crazy good. The problem is he only played three games this year, and those 3 games were fine. But like, I don't know, like, with the defensive tackle like area being so grim, this team could maybe take a chance on that. But I would rather take a chance on Peter Woods, who has crazy big upside. Even with Caleb Banks, he also has a bunch of upside. The problem is the broken foot. That's literally been the story of his entire career. He just gets injured, and that's a big issue. Like, I want my player to be available. I'd rather have a worse player available 90% more than a bad player available for 10% of the time, or a good player, like a generation player, available for 10% of the time in meaningless games. Like, that's what I prefer a little bit more. But again, to each their own, I guess. So Caleb Banks isn't bad, but he has definitely fallen out in the first round for me because of his broken foot, which has been a lot. I don't mind a team taking a swing on him. Like, I love the Colts taking a swing on Caleb Banks because you get another defensive tackle in there. It's not a bad option, but in the first round, like, I think it might be a little too much. The Eagles take Blake Miller, offensive lineman out of Clemson. Even with Lane Johnson going, I think whatever Mailata wants to play, Blake Miller can play on the opposite. Lane Johnson, you're building for the future, and I think Lane Johnson obviously is not going to be in your long-term areas. He's very, he's been very short coming, but like, I don't dislike Blake Miller here at all. Like, it makes a lot of sense. The Browns take TJ Parker edge out of Clemson. I love TJ Parker, but I don't know. This team does have like flexibility in terms of tackle. Like, there's a need there, but like, you can maybe try to like wait. TJ Parker just is strength on strength. Like, I would maybe want another wide receiver here. I wouldn't dislike Casey Concepcion across from Carl Tate. It's not about a pairing with Jerry Jeudy. That would make sense. I know you wouldn't want to double dip on wide receiver, but like, I don't know. Maybe that's not a bad option. But TJ Parker isn't bad. I just prefer something else here. Tackle here. I wouldn't mind reaching on Maxi Notcher, take the upside, and he doesn't have to start immediately if you don't want him to, and you can develop him as a freakishly beast monster. So it's not a bad option. But TJ Parker can get to the quarterback. I like TJ Parker a lot as a prospect. I just don't like the fit that much. The Bears take Dylan Thiemann, safety out of Oregon. This makes a lot of sense too. I think Dylan Thiemann can be a great pairing to Kobe Bryant. This is my dream fit for Chicago. If they can find a way to get Dylan Thiemann here, it's not a bad option. He has great turnover ability. He can hit you. He can get to the box. He can be very turnover prone. This is what I want for my corner, or for my safety. A solid player, ran really good at the combine, had really tested really good, looked really good, top 10 player in my class. Awesome pick. Like, he makes a lot of sense. I like this pick a lot. Cardinals trade in and take Maxi Notcher, offensive tackle out of Arizona State. Even with trading back to the first round, Arizona trading back to the first one to became popular among mocks, but my guess is cards jump for ascending right tackle. Buffalo brings in some much needed draft capital to move out. Yeah, so Buffalo has had less draft capital, so it's not a bad option to trade in for Max Sinatra. It's just very developmental, and I think like what other teams can take him. They have the 49ers left, which I can definitely see the 49ers taking him. The Texans, I can see him taking them too. The Chiefs, who just took Fano in this mock draft, so they wouldn't take him. So they would probably take a corner here. Avon Terrell's on the board. They're probably gonna take Avon Terrell. 30, which is the Dolphins corner. So Avon Terrell or Brandon Cisse, or even another safety. So like a Malcolm Warren. The Patriots, you would want a linebacker or offensive tackle, so Max Sinatra's 100% play. The Jets and the Seahawks will probably be taking edge or secondary. Jets will probably be taking Ty Simpson or another corner. Their Jets bookend tackles are already set. So if you want Max Sinatra, there's 3 or 4 teams that can take him. So I don't dislike it, but like that's if you love Max Sinatra in the developmental process and actually like him as a prospect. Do you do that? I don't know. But like if you like him that much, I can definitely see him trading up for him, especially with the upside he can provide. But like maybe trading up, it might be a little too rich, so I don't dislike it. But if they really like him, like I wouldn't hate it. And they found their guy, so I wouldn't hate it. 49ers take Casey Conception, Texas A&M wide receiver. He has sneaky good like getting off the line ability. He's really really good for that. Like I don't know, like I feel like him getting off the line was really really solid. I like Casey Conception a lot actually. He makes a lot of sense for the team. Like he can be a good contrast to Mike Evans. He can be a contrast to Ricky Pearsall. And I know I'm not gonna say Juwan Jennings or Brandon Ayuk, but Casey Conception can be a good slot guy, a good punt returner. Not a bad option, even with Christian Kirk, Charlie Kirk. He's not a bad option. He really isn't. So I don't dislike Casey Conception here. A lot of versatility, great hands. Not great hands. Only problem is his hands. But you can line him up anywhere. He can be good in the catch, contested catch, 66% contested catch rate, which is one of the best in the draft class. Love it. I love it. The Houston Texans take Anthony Hill, linebacker out of Texas. This is interesting. So I've had Texans taking linebacker, but that's in the second round because his linebacker class is super deep. I usually have them taking like a pick 50, whatever pick they have in the 50s, like their last second round pick. I usually have them taking either Josiah Trotter or Kyle Lewis or Jacob Rodriguez, but he doesn't usually fall there, or Jake Galladay. Like I usually have him taking there. I think Anthony Hill Jr. is a little bit too rich. I think this team has a lot more needs in terms of defensive tackle. The defensive tackle board, only Caleb Banks has gone yet. McDonald, Theo Hunter, Christian Miller, and obviously the biggest elephant in the room, Peter Woods, is still there. I think that makes a little more sense than inconsistent linebacker Anthony Hill Jr., who's an athletic freak, but he wasn't really used right in Texas, so I can definitely see him be a good contrast to this team in the linebacker area for Texas. But like I don't know how I feel about it. I really don't. So it's a little rich. I think you can get, like, if you really like him that much, I think you can get him in you have pick 38. I think you can get him at pick 38. I don't think any other team will like him to the point where they take him at pick 38. Who's going to take a linebacker? The Bengals will. I think you have a pick before the Bengals. The Bengals, I think, have pick 39 or pick 40. No, the Chiefs have pick. The Bengals have pick 41. Like the Giants are the only team of risk of taking linebackers. They took Carnell Tate, and I think they'll take someone like Jacob Rodriguez over Anthony Hill Jr. or even Josiah Trotter. Like I think that makes a little more sense if you take someone else, and you can get more value and less reach here. Chiefs take Denzel Boston, wide receiver out of Washington. I just don't see a world where the Chiefs don't take a corner here unless they can find a way to trade up and get Avon Terrell here, or Brandon Cisse. But like, it's not a bad option to take Denzel Boston. I just think that Avon Terrell fits better than Denzel Boston fits in this team. And I don't know if the Chiefs, and even an edge is not bad. I just dislike Denzel Boston here, because this team doesn't usually go for this type of wide receiver. I'm not saying they won't, but I'm saying that they don't usually go for that, so it's gonna be interesting. But Denzel Boston isn't a bad prospect. Doesn't have elite separation. I like his exception over him as well, but he's not a bad route running. Like he's fine, but like I don't dislike him. I just prefer something else. Dolphins taking Malcolm Warren, safety out of Toledo. Not a bad option. He's not a tremendously rangy safety, but he's rangy. He can hit you. He's not the best athlete in the world, but he can get the ball out. He's an overall solid prospect. I don't dislike Emmanuel Warren at all. Not many bad things to say about him. He's just, I don't think I view him as high as Dylan Demon or Caleb Downs, but he's still an awesome prospect. I don't dislike him at all. The Patriots take Caleb Limo off the tackle out of Utah. This is definitely more of a developmental process. If you can take him to guard, move him to guard, and then eventually swing him out once Morgan Moses leaves, not a bad option. Really isn't a bad option. So I don't dislike Caleb Limo at all as a prospect. I don't know. He's a little bit more refinement, but I think if you don't throw him in immediately and actually develop him, it's not a bad option to take Caleb Lowman here and eventually get rid of Morgan Moses and move him to right and develop him under right because he played left tackle at Utah. So Will Campbell's already locked in the left tackle slot after the infamous Super Bowl game. So if you take Caleb Lowman here, not a bad option. I just don't know if you would want if you want to like move him. Maybe you move Will Campbell to right tackle, but regardless, you get your offensive tackle of the future. Not a bad option. Seahawks take Jadarian Price, running back on Notre Dame. We need to stop doing this, please. This team needs much more, and the value for corners are too good here. Please, Lance, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? You can take him 64. You can take Mike Washington up later on in the line in pick 3 or round 3. Like that makes a lot more sense. Avion Terrell, Brandon Cisse still on the board. Keldrick Full still on the board. Sion Young still on the board. Michael Lawrence still on the board. Derek Morris still on the board. There's a lot more on the board for this team, and this team needs a lot more than the running back. I know they lost K9, but you can get more value later down in the running back positions. That's what I just dislike Jadarian Price here. Trust me, his tape looked good. He's very hard to bring down. He has great contact balance. He doesn't get tackled when you first touch him. That's what I've noticed when I'm watching his tape. The problem is you're taking him too high. Like that's the whole idea. You're taking him too high. I don't like him here. I'm not saying he's a bad prospect. I just I like him more in the second round. That's just me. It's really hard to take him down, but like I don't know if he has like the most elite speed in the world. He was fine as Chermalov's backup, but like the first round's a little too rich for me. I don't like it. So it doesn't make that much sense. But anyways, that's the mock draft. Let me know what you guys think. The last couple of picks towards the end didn't really make sense, but that is what it is. We are reviewing this mock draft just to be open-minded. So don't get too mad. We'll move on, and life goes on. The world keeps spinning, and people keep on breathing, and everyone keeps on doing things. That's it. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.